Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the program. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Joe Biden cocaine. Joe Biden cocaine. Joe Biden dropped his dime bag in the White House. Donald Trump, 100 felonies. 100 felonies. Says it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Bullshit America. Bullshit Department of Justice. People getting carted off to jail for bullshit. So fucking bullshit, man. God damn it. It's all. Oh, I love this music right here. Our brothers from Iceland rocking it. Boom, boom, boom. Reminds me of Sigur Rós. Sigur Rós. Good stuff. Boom. Keyboards and strings. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the program. How you doing? How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm doing okay. I'm a little under the weather today. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe a little... Maybe I got the COVID. You heard COVID-19 is back. COVID-19 is back and better than ever. We'll look at that statistic. They say COVID-19 in New York City is up 55%. Have you heard? Are we going to lock everybody down again, or we're done with that? So the issue of a couple of things. Cocaine in the White House. It looks like it is at this point inescapable, right? That the White House would have had to know about who dropped that cocaine in the White House. The White House is one of the most secure areas, most secure places in the United States, in the world, right? Protecting the President of the United States. And there are cameras everywhere. And who told us that there are cameras everywhere? Trump, who is the president, sitting president, said that that's impossible. That no one knows who dropped the cocaine in the White House. So look at that. It does point back to Biden's inner circle. There's allegations that again, the FBI did the research. The cocaine was passed on to the FBI, and the FBI screened it for prints and did the deep dive. And of course, they came back negative. They came back empty, right? Because you'd be indicting a president or a president's son. Right? These are the times we live in, right? They're all criminals. They're all breaking the law. Nobody follows the fucking law anymore. Nobody even knows what the law is. And Trump is unfucking touched, in my opinion. I watched the rally he had. I'll play a clip of it, and none of it is sticking at all in terms of the 100 felonies the Department of Justice is throwing at him for what appears to be nonsensical thought crimes that. He believed that the elections were real, and he told the American people that they were fake, and for that, all these ridiculous things, while people are smashing and breaking stuff all over the place in cities near you, looting stores, and we don't even have an eye on what is criminal anymore. Criminal is not stealing someone else's stuff. Or invoking violence on them, especially if you're a small person. Now, if you try to invoke violence or some sort of disruption at the Capitol, then there's a crime. But if you're walking down the street in New York City and a gang of black youth super predators swarm you and beat you to the ground, which is not very likely, but it could happen, then that's not really a crime. See, that's a bunch of kids that have lost their way. They're not a gang. So we've kind of lost touch with reality here in this election season. What else? Trump, White House. Yeah, the cocaine stuff. And what about Joe Biden? Joe Biden, it looks like McCarthy is calling for Joe Biden's bank records to see how much money exactly and when were these big piles of millions of dollars that were handed over to Joe Biden for doing his shenanigans in Russia and Ukraine. How much money did they make? Let's see the bank records. Joe Biden saying, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not giving you shit, man. Not giving you anything, man. Fuck you. So look at these fascinating subjects because we have nothing else to talk about, really. I mean, we're talking about, look at these two old men, two old crackers. We need some new blood. Excuse me. Me thanks. And we'll look at the markets, too. If you're following the meme stocks, Rivian and Tilray, oh my God, Tilray is up to $3 a share from $1.66. It almost doubled, man. I gave you a fucking grand slam on that one. I hope a lot of people made a lot of money on that one because that was a big one. You made 80% since the time I opened my mouth a few weeks ago. So you're way up on that one. This is all we got right now. We got two old men battling it out. Do we need fresh blood? Is there anybody really out there that can take over? I don't know. I like Vivek Ramaswamy. He's a young guy. RFK, I don't know. He's smart and he's spot on, but he's getting a little old. You know, he's a little, his theories are a little old and it brings all that Kennedy garbage with him. I'd like to see like a Jim Jordan or a Vivek Ramaswamy or, even someone on the left, one of these progressive crackers, let Tucker Carlson run or fucking Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan for president. Why not? Somebody that we could get behind, right? It's hard to get behind Trump because he's kind of, he's better than Biden. I think that it'd be fascinating if Trump gets reelected again. Wow, what a turn of events that would be. So anyway, that's my thumbnail. I have a website, marcusconti.com. Welcome everybody in the chat. Dealing with my low energy, feeling a little weak. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe I'm overdoing the running, and it's been hot, and I'm kind of like losing weight down to like 158. It's a little too light for me. I gotta relax and eat, and you know what I'm saying. And but anyway, thank you all for joining me. Weevil Girl in the house, Vinny D. Martini, Justin Falzone, David Brown in the house as well. Jim Gerard, what's up, Jim? Sean Kane, and everybody else who might be lurking. If you're lurking, you're welcome to join us in the live chat where these are real people every day, 9 a.m., right here on YouTube at Philosophical Educational. Nothing politically driven, nothing to get all worked up about, nothing to have to point the finger and say, get rid of this guy. None of those things at all. We're just talking about our times, the things that we would like to know about, our own health, for example, and certainly our own elections that for some reason it's become illegal to talk about. Right? That's the idea here. Right? The Department of Justice is trying to make it illegal, a foul, a danger to American society for you to point out that the elections might not be completely fair. That is unprecedented, unheard of in American history. Where speaking about something, so that's the Biden way. Just everything just everything that is detrimental to us getting reelected becomes illegal. right? And a danger to American society. Talk about elections, danger to American society. Talk about COVID-19 not being as deadly and or being safer, not ingesting a vaccine, dangerous to American society. Lock them up, right? Lock them up. Crazy times we live in, crazy times. And so every morning at 9 a.m., join me. We're here, and you'll know more about the world at the end of it, especially at 9:30 when the market opens, because you follow the money. So I find this interesting. COVID cases up 55% in New York. Doctors warn of new variant. So here we go again. COVID-19 emergency was officially declared over back in May, but coronavirus is still a significant concern, according to some of the medical community. The CDC is back. Fear-mongering, but don't worry, it's not that bad this time. It was only bad then. We got it under control now, so you don't have to really worry about it. I guess. It's the fucking flu, man. People got the flu then, they got the flu now, and that is really it. And, the moral of the story is stop manufacturing these flus and these vaccines already. Cut it out. Cut out the fucking gain of function research that's going on all over the world to this race to get the perfect vaccine for the virus that they created, probably as a bioweapon. Right? So, but anyway, that's the loop of COVID. The COVID loop. I guess we're allowed to talk about it again. I don't know. I'm not getting censored, right? COVID-19, how you doing? I'm talking about it again. This black man gets it, right? And he's not just a black man. I think he's a real man, a real human being, has stood up and said, here are 10 things that black students do not need, right? 10 things that black students, I believe he's in front of a room full of students, and he's saying that these 10 things blacks don't need. Listen.
10 things that black students don't need. Number 1, we don't need affirmative action.
Yay.
Number 2, we don't need equity.
Yay.
Number 3, we don't need to be pandered to.
Oh.
Number 4, we don't need you to dumb down test scores in order for us to thrive. Number 5, we don't need a school system promoting victim mentality.
That's right.
Number 6, we don't need the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Oh, man. The soft bigotry of low expectation. I like that, right? You're saying these people are stupid and you can't expect much from them. That's bigotry. That's racism, right? Cut it out. Affirmative action is over.
We don't need, number 7, critical race theory or intersectionality. Number 8, we don't need reparations or any more welfare states.
Yes.
Number 9, we don't need to be propped up as the darlings of the LGBTQ community. Number 10, we don't need white liberals telling us that they know what's best for us.
Oh, man, that's my black brother. Spelling it out, man, right? Telling the truth. That is one truthful black man. Right? He gets it. So McCarthy, unfortunately, he has a very bad name. McCarthy brings up issues of the 1960s and fascism and communism type speech. But McCarthy is the current Speaker of the House. And he's saying they're going after Joe Biden to impeach, articles of impeachment to be drafted soon over Joe Biden's involvement in the pay-for-play money grabbing with his son in the Ukraine and China and Russia, taking millions of dollars. Let's listen to McCarthy in his own words.
I think the Biden family would want to clear their name.
Yeah.
I mean, if President Biden told us ahead of time they'd never got any money and that Hunter Biden was the smartest person he knew, but now we found out that he attended dinners, and after one dinner at Cafe Milano, they got $3.5 million from a Russian oligarch who didn't get sanctioned after they entered Ukraine.
This is the House Speaker telling you that Joe Biden had to sit down with a Russian billionaire, and they got $3.5 million shortly after. Why is Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, getting $3.5 billion from a businessman? That's not his job. His job is to represent you, but he's out there representing himself and his family and his own pocket.
And then we found
that is anything that Trump did or was alleged to have done is minuscule compared to that. Oh yeah, Trump cheated on his taxes. Well, they all cheat on their taxes. All right. Oh yeah, Trump he moved the box around in classified information. Who cares? It's fucking Joe. He's the president of the United States, and Biden. I mean, Trump tells the American people that the elections are rigged, and that's a crime. It's ridiculous, right? These guys are out there stealing and looting, right? Literally. Bribing and extorting millions of dollars, and there's no problem here, no crime.
That Hunter got a Porsche. These are questions you have to understand.
So from the Russian oligarchs sit down, Biden got $3.5 million, and Hunter got a Porsche.
And why did the government allow the statute of limitations to run out on Hunter Biden when they don't do that to the American public? The IRS makes you sign a waiver to extend the statute of limitations so it will not run out. But why are they being treated differently? And we should know the answers to these questions. That empowers Congress, Republicans and Democrats of their committee, to be able to get the information if somebody fights from providing it to them.
In a nutshell,
luxury hair that
is that Kevin McCarthy is calling for President Biden to give up his bank statements. Right. Unless Joe Biden has the money stuffed up his ass, and him and Hunter have compiled piles and piles of cash, right? Actual money, remember, actual paper money. Right? There has to be a trail, a bank trail, a pile of money in a certain bank. How did the money get to Joe Biden and his son? Well, the bank statement should tell us how that happens and where the money is. And McCarthy is calling for those records, and I think it's a legitimate call. Evidence suggests that these events really, really happened. We have the testimony of Devin Archer, who was at the table when Biden called into some of these events. So Kevin McCarthy doing some good over there. Let's talk about the cocaine at the White House. If you dropped cocaine in the White House, you'd be in prison for the rest of your life. If any, especially if he was wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, and he had a bag of coke in his pocket, he'd be sentenced to prison for the rest of his life. But this issue of the cocaine in the White House is very, very mysterious, because, all right, it's just a bag of coke. Who cares, right? Really, who cares? Who got high on the cocaine? Is Joe Biden a cokehead? Probably not. I think he has other things that he consumes. Is Hunter Biden a cokehead? Yeah, openly admitted to being one. So he's suspect number one. But the bigger problem here is why you're telling me I don't believe it. I don't believe that the Secret Service and the FBI can't figure out who dropped the bag of coke in the White House, with all the cameras and all the security, and then why only a week later they declare the case closed. Right. That's all I want to know. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Right? There's a bag of drugs. Could have been a bag of anthrax. Bag of drugs in the White House. If it was a bag of anthrax, they would have had the guy pinned against the wall in 10 minutes. But it's a bag of coke, and it leads back to Hunter. Now here's President Trump telling you that he knows Secret Service. He knows how it works at the White House, and it's virtually impossible that FBI and Secret Service don't know who did it.
Has tremendous problems of credibility. The DOJ is weaponized like I've never seen before. I mean, they come after me on boxes and they can't find drugs. You know how many cameras they have opposite the front door of the Situation Room?
How many?
These drugs were the cocaine. Now I understand they have many other forms of drugs. They know who this was. They know the person. It's impossible. How can they not know
Well,
the
the
person?
Secret Service said that they are ending the investigation of
Yeah.
the cocaine found at the White House, and they didn't have any fingerprints, and they said that they cannot identify whose cocaine it was.
You know, I've gotten to know the Secret Service really well, okay? And I can't speak more highly of people. These are incredible people. And I believe that they know everything. They're really smart and really good at what they do. And I don't think it's possible for bags of cocaine to be left in a certain area by the Situation Room. I'm not talking about, 5 blocks away. The Situation Room, where you decide on war, where you decide on nuclear, where you...
Trump's spelling it out, man. Impossible. The former president of the United States, who was the boss of the whole operation, is telling you impossible that nobody knows. But the case was dismissed. Secret Service publicly announced July 13th they had closed the investigation without identifying a suspect. Well, that's not really what they're saying. There's some reporting out of a publication called Soldier of Fortune. Susan Katz-Keaton said that 3 secret, I don't believe this source, but she's saying 3 people told her that they know exactly whose cocaine it was. And if you want to know, just ask the president, because we told him the name. I don't know if I believe that. And the FBI, of course, is going to deny it. But, it's real. And I think Trump's statement right there, if cocaine was found outside of the Situation Room, Trump says it's impossible that nobody knew whose cocaine it was. Just roll the tapes back and you'll find out. So what else we got? So Trump was on fire at this rally. Where is he? New Hampshire. Listen to how he calls the whole episode. All of these indictments against him, total bullshit. Let's listen.
Political opponent, me, arrested, while DeSantis is losing to Biden by a lot. So that's enough of that stuff. But, the polls are phenomenal. People want us back. They remember what we had. We built the economy twice. We built the greatest economy in the world. And then we did it a second time after COVID. But these incredible numbers are the primary reason that crooked Joe Biden has weaponized law enforcement. He has weaponized. He's done something that nobody thought. They talked about it, but nobody ever did it, and never to this extent, and ordered his top political opponent, me, arrested. They actually arrested right in the middle of a presidential election that Biden is losing badly. He says, I'm down in the polls to Trump. Let's arrest him. Let's indict him and arrest him.
Yeah.
Please indict him and arrest him. He's killing me in the polls. What they didn't know is that I was going to go up. Because the good thing is we have a voice. Somebody gets indicted, you go down, usually, right? I would say Corey, almost always. You go down, but they know me, and these charges are so Presidential Records Act. It's just exactly for that case. They don't want me to speak about a rigged election. They don't want...
All right. That's a big one. They don't want me to speak about a rigged election. See, that's the point of the criminal indictments, right? To try to gag Trump into not being able to speak about rigged elections. And if you do, then you're swaying the nationals, the security of the nation by speaking about fake elections. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it. And anybody who speaks about it will also be banned. And what do? Turn around and rig the election. So you can't.
Want me to speak about it? Whereas I have presidential election that Biden is losing badly. He says, I'm down in the polls to Trump. Let's arrest him. Let's indict him and arrest him. Please indict him and arrest him. But these incredible numbers are the primary reason Joe Biden has weaponized law enforcement. He has
Yeah.
weaponized. He's done something that nobody thought.
I'm sorry I keep playing it over and over again, but it's fascinating.
They talked about it, but nobody ever did it, and never to this extent, and ordered his top political opponent, me, arrested. They actually arrested right in the middle of a presidential election that Biden is losing badly. You know, he says, I'm down in the polls to Trump. Let's arrest him. Let's arrest him. Let's indict him and arrest him. Please indict him and arrest him. He's killing me in the polls. What they didn't know is that I was going to go up. Because the good thing is we have a voice. Somebody gets indicted, you go down, usually, right? I would say Corey, almost always. You go down, but they know me, and these charges are so Presidential Records Act. It's just exactly for that case. They don't want me to speak about a rigged election. They don't want me to speak about it. Whereas I have freedom of speech, First Amendment. How can my corrupt political opponent, crooked Joe Biden, put me on trial during an election campaign that I'm winning by a lot, but forcing me nevertheless to spend time and money away from the campaign trail in order to fight bogus, made-up accusations and charges? That's what they're doing. I'm sorry, I won't be able to go to Iowa today. I won't be able to go to New Hampshire today because I'm sitting in a courtroom on bullshit because his attorney general charged me with something. Terrible.
Amazing. Bullshit. 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 I think that's your new campaign slogan. They remember lock her up, lock her up. Now it's bullshit, bullshit. Excellent.
Thank you very much. No, it is. Think of it. They say charge him. Now, you know, they miscalculated a little bit. You know the other good line? No, actually, we want to run against Trump. No. If they didn't want to run, you have to, they'd say, we would much prefer running against Trump. That's because they had such an easy time when Hillary ran against me. And last time...
there's some really good exchanges in the beginning. Let's watch the beginning of it.
So get ready for that one. These people want you to pay much higher taxes. It's crazy. And we could do it so much easier. He has them now than 2016 or 2020 because you've seen how incompetent these people are. It's horrible. Let's
break to the market and then we'll come back to Trump. So the futures were up. Let's see if they stayed up. Market is open. It's 9:31. Bing, give it to me. Boom. We went flat. NASDAQ is only up 6. Dow level looks like it's going to turn green in a second. Down 7. S&P 500 down 30.32. Not even a full percentage point. And meme stocks, Rivian down 39 cents today. Tilray was up 35% yesterday. I unbelievable, right? I gave you this one at $2.61. It went over $3 yesterday on news that Anheuser-Busch gave or sold 20 brands to Tilray brand for $83 million in cash. So Tilray, the Canadian cannabis, mostly cannabis company, roaring off of, look, 166. I gave it to you down here, 166 at the rock bottom. Look where it is now. Oh, my God, it's almost double. That's a grand slam right there. It's a grand slam. So I don't think it's done yet. I think we're going to keep going. I think, look where it is. I mean, if it's a real run, it could get up 10, 15, 20, 50. Who the fuck knows, right? It could keep going. Right? It's a real company, a real run right now. And what else? On the big board, see, everything just turned red. NASDAQ is down slightly, down 9. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in the market right now. We need to go up. Google's only up 38 cents. We'll take it. Apple up 22 cents. Amazon down 38 cents. Meta down 40 cents. Very, very. Nvidia down $8. Tesla down 50 cents. Bitcoin up again, nice, to 29,949. Still hovering around 30,000. Can't get out of that range, the 29 to 31 range. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, the military bomb stocks mixed. Lockheed Martin up $1.52. The wholly vaccine stocks, in light of the fact that that COVID has a 55% spike in New York City, not affecting the stocks really. Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, all pretty much the same. I saw a little action on AMC, only up a penny today. Another meme stock that could rally. What else we got? Man, so I don't know. I'm hoping that the markets turn green this week. Stocks attempt to recover with inflation. Stock market's biggest risk is the Fed looking backwards. I don't know. They have a different opinion every single day about why it is. Well, let's listen to Trump again. Sign of the times, Trump.
In the recent Rasmussen poll, we're up 44 points with Trump at 57, Ron DeSanctimonious at 13, and the rest of them down in single digits, really low.
Chris Milk says weed company buys beer company weed beer. That's what you're right about that, about Tilray, is that that is their one of their main products, is they have a weed, I don't know if it's a weed beer, but it's a weed beverage, and it's legal in Canada, and so that's one of their products. They're more of a alcohol kind of beer distributor at this point, because of the illegality and the laws surrounding the cash cannabis industry, especially in the United States. But that is a product that Tilray is involved in. It's a cannabis-infused beverage. Oh boy, here we go.
And in the morning consult that just came out, I wanted to see, because, every time you get indicted, I like to check the polls. Because one more indictment that I think this election's over. One more.
Does Trump look nervous? Does Trump look like a guy who's nervous about being indicted? No, he's laughing at it. He thinks it's a big joke. Because it is.
No, it's horrible. You get indicted for nothing. Can you imagine a guy? Let's indict my opponent. This becomes a third world country. The latest morning consult poll has us far ahead. We're at 59%, and the others are at like 12. One is at 12. I think that's DeSanctimonious, but he's rapidly being caught by Ramaswamy.
I want to play the part where he calls Chris Christie a fat pig.
Who's good? No, Christie's he's eating right now. He can't be bothered. Sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him.
So you got the guy in the front row to call Chris Christie a fat pig.
See, I'm trying to be nice. Don't call him a fat pig. You can't do it. You can't do that. So now, because you're not allowed to do that, and therefore we're not going to do it, okay? We want to be very civil, right?
He's straight out calling Chris Christie a fat pig. That's funny.
So the latest coefficient poll, which is a big deal, have us almost at 60-13 with our lead over DeSantis growing by 9 points just since a few weeks ago. And even the recent New York Times poll has us up by 37 points, and that was older, now, and Ron DeSanctimonious. The reason I don't like him is that I got him elected. So
anyway, Trump is on fire right there. Let's listen to, I'll end with Vivek Ramaswamy talking about election integrity in this country, right? Here's a bright young man. It's clear, how do you overcome election fraud in this country? If every politician, every cycle is going to stand up and scream that the elections are rigged, why don't we fix it? Paper ballots, there's clear ways of doing it. Paper ballots, voter ID, same-day voting, right? It's all very simple. If you want to put the issue of not believing elections to rest, then address it and stop complaining about it. And Vivek Ramaswamy will spell it out for you.
I just voted here on Election Day, in my home state of Ohio. I was proud to do it. And coming out of that voting booth, reflecting on how simple this really was,
Yeah.
that gets me to a clear answer on how we move forward on the debates about election integrity in this country. I think there are serious concerns about ballot fraud across the United States. We could debate at what scale or whatever, but those concerns exist. Today, if you're on the left, on a given day, just tune into MSNBC to see it. They will say you are a threat to our democracy for even raising that issue.
Threat to our democracy for raising the issue of trying to make the elections free and fair. That's what you're doing. You're saying there's shenanigans going on over here, and we should take a look at it. You're a threat to America. Insane.
I believe in moving forward as one nation. Here's how we fix this issue with a simple truce, one that moves our nation forward and addresses a practical concern.
Okay.
Single day voting on election day.
Single day voting on election day, right? That's all. Very simple. No waiting 2 weeks. Show up, vote, and that's the end of that.
Election day a national holiday.
Make election day a national holiday. Yeah, so nobody can complain. They can't get there.
Paper ballots.
Paper ballots. So you have a paper trail. Also, I would say count the ballots in a public forum. Right? No. Okay, we're going to take the paper ballots and we're going to go into the back room and count them, and we'll tell you who won. No, do it out in the open. Paper ballots.
And voter ID.
I like a voter ID. I think that's clever. So it's one person, one vote. Not hard to do. Voter ID. Just make it an endorsement on on your current ID, on your driver license or your government issued license, your government issued ID. Doesn't everybody have one of those? Right? Everybody of legal age has some sort of ID, whether it's a passport or something. Right?
Issued by the government, matched to the voter file. That's it. And if we get to that place, I commit that as the leader of the conservative movement, as the leader of the Republican Party, more importantly, as the leader of this country, I will lead all Americans to move beyond the debates and complaints about election outcomes or election interference. We're done with it.
Right? We're done with complaining about election fraud because we solved the problem. We solved the problem. So what are you complaining about? We already have paper ballots. If you don't believe it, go stand there in your district and watch the count. And you could raise your argument to the contrary if you find something wrong with it. But nobody moves to fix the elections because the elections are already fixed in their favor. That's why they want to change it.
See, if this issue is really that threatening, as many on the left worry, a threat to our democracy, to borrow the preferred phrase, then this is an easily solvable problem.
If it's a threat, listen to what he just said. If the disbelief in elections is a threat to our democracy, then fix the problem. It's an easily fixable problem.
Or democracy, to borrow the preferred phrase, then this is an easily solvable problem as well. And that's the kind of leader I want to be for this country. Someone who is, yes, grounded in idealism, grounded in those 1776 ideals.
Every politician to date has had the opportunity to fix this fucking problem. The only one who really said that he was going to go after it and never got a chance was Sanders. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, they were all clamoring about the elections being rigged, and then they rolled over. Right? Then they said, vote for Hillary Clinton. It's fucking crazy.
But armed with deeply practical solutions to actually address them. Single day voting, election day as a holiday, paper ballots, and government issued ID matched to the voter file. That's it. It's that simple. We're done. We move on. Done complaining about election integrity. It is really just that simple. If we have the courage.
But wait, Vivek, that means that the billionaires can't buy the election anymore. They can't spend $50 million over here and get some jerk off in New York to cancel 200,000 voters in New York City. For example, in 2016, Democratic Party purged 200,000 people off the voter rolls Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, 2016, New York primary. 200,000 votes, voters, seemingly leaning towards Bernie, all got wiped from the rolls. And Hillary Clinton, quote, wins the election. Crazy. That's happening in this country right now. And you're not allowed to talk about it. They want it to become illegal to mention it.
And conviction and fortitude.
You're a criminal. You're talking about election fraud. What a criminal you are. And there's people smashing fucking windows and hurting people all over New York right now. And the country. People are shooting drugs in the fucking hallway and wherever.
To see that through. Happy Election Day. Wishing you all the best. And you have my commitment that I will stand by that truce.
Okay. Vivek Ramaswamy. Always good to hear from Vivek. Let's take a last look at the market. There you go. NASDAQ just dropped 50 points. Dow Jones down 29, and S&P 500 all in the red today. Again, we're back in the red. Tilray pulling back 23 cents, might be an entry level right there. Rivian holding down only 14 cents. But the NASDAQ is retracting. All NASDAQ is kind of red right now. Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, all in the red right now. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and try to take it easy today. I'm feeling a little winded. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not going to no doctor, man. I'm gonna drink a lot of water today. I'm gonna practice what I preach. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm going to eat something really good. Getting some really good carrots from my yard right now. Good carrots, good squash. Got a lot of squash. Got a lot of tomato. Blueberries. Blueberries were wonderful. Blueberries are now fading. Getting some eggplant. Apples are coming up. Corn, got the corns growing. What else? Cucumber was wonderful this year. It looks like we're gonna get fig too. Looks like gonna get bombed with fig in another week, man. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.